What's up, guys? Mr. Dan here. Welcome back to another Physical Media Friday. Yeah. And this is going to be a Hamilton book haul. I still have some Kino Lorber titles to show you from the last two sales. Actually, I still have some left over from not the last one, the one before that. And I even got a Kino Lorber title with the Hamilton book order, but I separated that because today we're just looking at the horror slash thriller, suspense, possibly science fiction titles. And then I actually have some books to show you, which I got from Hamilton book. Imagine that. Anyway, let's go 60s, 70s, and 80s. Somebody mentioned this a while ago, and I became intrigued. I Saw What You Did, a film by William Castle starring Joan Crawford. So I looked for it online, and I found the remake, and I watched the remake, which was a made-for-TV film, I believe, starring David Carradine and Robert Carradine, and it was pretty good, so I'm eager to go back and check out the William Castle original. That was from the 60s. Next, the 70s. Eaten Alive, 2-disc special edition, film by Tobe Hooper. I like this film. I don't love it to death, but it will be interesting to check out the special features. Got Robert Englund, Neville Brand, pretty good cast, certainly. Stuart Whitman, Marilyn Burns. So you can't go wrong with Marilyn Burns. And Carolyn Jones, Mel Ferrar. Again, wasn't he in Zoltan, The Hound of Hell? I get my Ferrars mixed up, and I just reviewed that movie. I think he was. I think that was Mel. Anyway, 80s, Pet Sematary. Okay, what can you say about this classic adaptation? More 80s. I'm going to have to show you guys my high school yearbook one of these days, because this movie is actually in the blurb, because it was an in-joke with me and my friends, because I always wanted to get it from the video store, and they laughed. They would like put it off, and finally there was nothing else to get one day, and we got this. And about halfway through it, they all looked at me and said, "What the hell is this?" But I loved it. Reanimator. I don't have any of the... I didn't have this or any of the sequels, so trying to fix that. And this is from Arrow. As you can see, Hamilton book. If you're patient, a lot of these things will come down in price. Reversible cover right there. Next, jumping up to modern times, sort of jumping all around now. This is from a few years ago. Alone. What Are You Running From? Know Nothing About It. A Road Trip from Hell. I always like those kind of movies. And little TV action. We have X-Files, Abduction. So this is like the abduction story arc. And it's actually, let's see, we got some thin cases. What do we got in here? Oh, that's really cool. That's going to be really helpful. Check that out. So that's the whole abduction storyline. You know, I'm a fan of the X-Files. I don't know that I need to go back and rewatch every single episode. I do like a lot of the standalone episodes, but I do like some of the story arcs as well, like this one, for example. Now let's get to the books. Here's something I picked up. They had this Kid Classics Frankenstein, illustrated just for kids edition. They had a Dracula one, but rather than get two at once, I went with the Frankenstein just to check it out before I get the Dracula. Beautiful cover, nice thick cover. Some nice illustrations. There's one in the front here that's really good. Let me get it. Oh, look at that. As you can see, though, very much for kids. Very abridged. I mean, there's not a lot to this. I mean, it's very, very abridged. So, nevertheless, at some point, perhaps my granddaughter will be interested in checking that out. And then I'm really happy to have picked this up. The H.G. Wells collection. Check it out. War of the Worlds, The Time Machine, and Other Stories. Now, The Time Machine, yeah, The Time Machine is only about a third of this whole book. It's relatively short. And then they also have Empire of the Ants in there, which I believe the Bird-Eye Gordon movie was loosely based on, probably loosely. But I started The Invisible Man. I'm having a great time with it. It's a lot of fun. If you like the original movie, you're gonna like the novelization. And what can you say about War of the Worlds? That's one I read when I was a kid. Island of Dr. Moreau. And then you have The First Men on the Moon. And then When the Sleeper Awakes, which I'm not familiar with at all, which is the longest one. Really nice to have. Look at that. Good stuff. That's what the covers. There's the covers right there. Anyway, what are your thoughts, guys? Let me know in the comments below. And I will check you back next week. Possibly. Or possibly the week after that. It depends if I can get a video ready ahead of time before my trip. Okay, later.